The reason why willow herbs are so interesting is that they are a group of plants is undergoing rapid change and rapid evolution. And many of the species hybridize with each other, giving rise to novel forms, and it's quite possible that new species are being formed. But it's very difficult to identify them. I think here is a possible way of identifying them from their overwintering perennisation forms, the way they survive over winter. And many of them form fleshy rosettes with a lot of starch in the leaves, and they just sit over winter but don't grow. Here's another type which has clearly differently shaped and marked and veined leaves, which is probably a different species. And the differences between the leaves may make it possible to identify different species. Here's yet another one. This time the leaf rosette is a transition between a turion, in which it's a kind of overwintering bud rather than a leaf rosette. And as I say, this is a transition. This one here is a pure turion. It's a bud with vestigial leaves all piled together with very short internodes. And this is typical of broad-leaved willow herb, I think. This turion, I think, also might be a broad-leaved willow herb, but it's much redder, suggesting it might be different. Here's a plant that's actually growing in the ground for once, a very tall plant, and you can see it's a type 1 type rosette really. It's not got the very dark and leaves with light veins. It's more typical of that. Here are I think, are the two main types of leaves here. On the right and left are the type 1 and type 2. There's type 1. The leaves are mid-green and the veins do not stand out clearly. And the next one, you can see that the leaves seem to be darker green and the veins stand out much clearly and more white than the leaves. Here's another type 1 rosette, I think, in which the leaves are mid-green and the veins not too pale. If you turn the leaves over, you can find leaves with different veination underneath, different colour of the main vein. That may also be interesting for looking at different types. Here's a really unusual one, a transition between a turion and I think an overwintering rosette. I don't think this will grow any further during the winter. Thanks for watching.